Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining the portal training this morning. I'm Tanya Johnson, Grants Coordinator for the City of Memphis Division of Housing and Community Development. If you have any questions as we move through the training, please put them in chat. We're working where you can, you'll be able to unmute yourself, but as we go through it, just raise your hand, put your question in chat, and I can go back and answer your questions. So we'll get started with the COVID-19 CDBG training, and I'm going to be sharing my screen throughout this process. So I will, if you would, if you want to take notes, we can do that, and I'll move through the training. We'll start from the City of Memphis website, go into each of the links, and then into the application. It will take some time because I'm going to actually fill out an application so you can see how the links go. And again, if you have questions, please put them in the Q&A. I'm going to take a second to look at some of the questions right quick to see if I can address them as we go through the training. So if you just bear with me for a second. Okay, so it looks like there was an audio problem in the beginning, and I think if everyone can hear me now, if you can't, raise your hand and I will work on the audio. All right, so it looks like everyone can see me. So we will get started with the portal training. I'm going to begin by sharing my screen. Okay, we're gonna go here. Okay, this is where you would start with the City of Memphis website, memphistn.gov. That's the website we will go with. You're gonna go there, then you're gonna go to government. Hover over government, then we're going to the Division of Housing and Community Development. Okay, click there. This is a City of Memphis Division of Housing and Community Development website. We're going to go down to funding opportunities on the left. Okay, I'm going to go right back to Q&A because I see I have 14 questions. Let's see if I'm missing something with someone. Okay, nope, we're there. All right. All right, so we're gonna go to funding opportunities. We're gonna click on funding opportunities. Okay, these are all of the grants that the City of Memphis currently will be opening now or in the near future. Right now, we will be on the COVID-19 relief here. You're gonna click on the plus. Okay, then you're going to click on CDBG COVID-19 CV3. Okay, that opens this web page up. There we have the eligibility requirements for the grant, the eligible activities, the timeline, the proposed timeline for the grant, as well as the application, the application guidelines, the agency budget, the program budget, and the matrix of required documents. I'm going to start with the matrix of required documents because these are very important. Okay. So with the matrix of required documents, we will go here on the CDBG CV. These are all of the required documents that have to be loaded into the application. At one point, either the application or the registration. Okay, so these are threshold items and these items have to be loaded. Your application is not considered complete and will not be accepted if these items are not there. So as you begin the process of starting your applications, and if you have any questions in regards to any of these required documents, please feel free to contact me, Tanya Johnson, at Tanya, T-O-N-Y-A, .johnson@memphistn.gov, or you can give me a call at 901-636-7387. Okay, so we're going to come out of this. I hope it doesn't. Okay, I'm going to go back. Okay, now we will have the application guidelines. I suggest that everyone, please make sure you read these guidelines for the application. You're going to go through them. They will answer a lot of your questions. And they're also at the end of the guidelines. I'm just going to go to the very end. There is an application. So you'll be able to see the questions in the applications before you start. I always like to start when I'm writing a grant is to download the application so I can look at the questions, and I start doing a draft before I actually go into the portal to put the information in there. So we're going to start here. This is just general questions. Okay, so we're going to come out of there. And let me figure out how I can go back. I hope I don't kick this off. And if I do, I apologize. Okay, I apologize. It kicked me out. So let me go back in right quick. It'll only take me a second. Okay. We're here. Okay, so we're right back where we started. Okay, here you would have the agency budget as well as the program budget, where you can download those and you look, you can go over those. They're also in the application as well. All right, so we're ready to start our application. So we're going to click here. Click here to access the COVID Relief Grant CDBG CV3 online application. Okay, we're going to click there. All right, so we will have to set up an account. For those of you who have applied for our grants before, regardless if they were our previously, I can't even talk this morning, I apologize, COVID grant or our CDBG grant, you have to have a new account. I apologize. Therefore, you would need a new email. Please make sure that the email address that you're using, that you can receive emails, okay? So we're gonna set up an account. I'm gonna use a dummy email. Okay, please make sure you remember your password. You can go in and retrieve your password, but I always make sure that I write my password down. So we're gonna do our password. And you will see the password requirements here. All right, so now we're getting ready to set up an account, set up the account. So we're gonna sign up. Great. So we're gonna start creating our profile. As you can see here, the matrix of required documents link is there, as well as the application guideline and the agency budget. Okay, so let's create our profile. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, I'm going to start from beginning to end. So this may take some time to enter everything. Also notice if there is a red asterisk that is required, so you have to put that in. Okay. I'm going to go back here and put my correct phone number in. You can take, if you guys want to write it down, my phone number to my desk is 901-636-7387. My email address is Tonya, Tonya.Johnson@memphistn.gov. Okay. Okay. So here, these are our categories for the COVID grant. So you're going to choose which one of these that your agency will be applying for. Food pantry, facility cleaning, homeless shelter operations, counseling services, mental or behavior, educational workforce development, or senior services. I am going to choose education workforce development. Okay, now we're getting into the meat of the application. Your experience narrative. This is the narrative in which you're going to upload. I am going to upload a test page. I would highly recommend that you, your narrative that you create in Word, and then you just upload it here. I find that it's easier to do that when I'm applying for grants. Once I've went through, I've answered all the questions in a Word document, I can just copy and paste. But in this, you're going to upload your document. So we're going to select the file. I'm going to go here. It's going to be a test page, and it loads. Okay, you notice there's a red asterisk there, so we have to have this information. And we've also put all of the required documents from the matrix on the application, so you can just easily upload these documents. So I'm going to go here to test. I see that there are some questions in the chat. Once I load these documents, I'll take a second and go in and read the questions to make sure that we're all on the same page. Okay. Download this agency budget. You can download the budget here. You can download the budget from the City of Memphis Housing and Community Development webpage, or you can download the budget at the top of the profile. Okay, so I will be putting a test page in. Quite a few documents that we are requiring for this project. Now, last year, we had quite a few questions regarding the non-discrimination policy. If your agency has a policy that you can upload, then you just upload the policy, or if you can just type it into a Word document, whatever it is that your agency is saying in regards to this policy, and you can also upload it. Last year, agencies were thinking that it had to be some elaborate policy. No, whatever policy that your agency is using for this particular one. Okay. 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 So we have all of the required documents loaded. Here where it says other name file is labeled on matrix. If there's any additional documents that you want to load, then you will put them here. So I'm going to go back to the top here. So if you have any questions in regards to these documents, what these documents are and how they relate to your organization, I would have to refer you back to the program staff in Homes and Special Needs, which would be Travis Young. And you can email Travis at travis.young@memphistn.gov, or you can send those questions to me and I'll forward them to Travis. So we're going to go there. We have all of our documents loaded. These are required documents, and your application, you actually can't move forward in the application process unless you load something in these fields. Now, in the past, we've had agencies who just put a dummy page there, something like what I'm doing, a test page, and they forget to go back and load the original document because they're in the process of gathering all the documents and they want to try to get through the process, through the application, build a profile, get through the application. Please don't do that. If you put a test page in there or you put something in there to hold that spot, please make a note to yourself or a reminder to go back and to add the document that needs to go there. Or either just save the draft until you have the document. As long as you have your username and your password, you can always go back into the application. Okay, so we have all of our documents loaded. We are ready to create our profile. So let's create our profile. Okay, so once you create your profile, you're ready to start your application. Again, at the top, you have your required matrix of required documents, your application guidelines, and your agency budget. So you've already submitted your agency budget in your profile, so that is complete. You will get this once everything that's required is loaded. You will see this green button that says complete. If you need to go back and load something, you will hit edit and go back. All right, so we're getting ready to start our application. So you're going to start here. Click on the application. Okay, you cannot get to this point without having all of those documents required. If you're going to use a test page, remember to go back. There's also a calendar here. Well, I would say a calendar, but days is letting you know how many days until the application needs to be submitted. All right, so let's go into the application. You're going to click open. And this is the application. Okay, please complete our required fields. You can save as a draft and return later to complete by clicking Save Draft at the bottom of the page. When you are ready to submit this step, please click the blue Save button at the bottom of the page. Okay, once you submit this document, you cannot go back and make any changes. What you can do if you're not happy with it, or you forgot to put one of the required documents in there, or something has changed, you will have to go in and start a new application. If you do that, if you go in and you start a new application, please contact me. Therefore, I can know which application when I go in and the date ends November 15 at 4 p.m. I can go back and say, hey, Tanya Johnson's food pantry called and said they have 2 applications that were submitted in the portal. Therefore, I will talk with you to find out which application you want to keep. So both will not be submitted because one is going to be incomplete and thrown out. I would like to let the department know that you have 2 applications and which application to review. So that's very important. All right, let's get into our application. Project title. Okay, your address. Okay. Area served. Target client. Okay, I chose project types, which was public service. That's all of our CDBG grants. So you're just going to click that automatically. Okay. Then we go into the questions. This is where you will put your answers. As I stated earlier, I like to start in a Word document and put my questions there, answer my questions in a Word document so I can just go through and copy and paste. That works easier for me when I'm submitting grants and when I am working on grants. So I'm just going to put ENA here because there's an asterisk and this question has to be answered. Okay. How much funding is requested? I think the cap is 70, the minimum is 75,000, the cap is 150. So I need to help a lot of people. So I'm going to ask for $100,000. Okay. Total cost of the project, $100,000. Okay. My start date. I'm going to say January the 15th, January the 16th. Okay. End date, which is going to be 2 years out, 1 year out. I would say it'd take me a year to finish this project. Okay. Agency details, nonprofit, faith-based. I'm going to be a nonprofit. I'm just going to stick a date in there. I'll put today's date, but you're going to put your date of incorporation, your annual operating budget. I'm going to say my annual operating budget is about $300,000. Paid number of staff, I have about 10 people on staff. Number of volunteers, 7. You're going to put your agency mission statement here. I'm just going to put NA. Okay, you're going to answer this question. Will the services offered by your organization increase or expand as a result of CDBG CV assistant? Is yes. Please answer the following 2 questions. So at this point, you're going to put yes or no. I'm going to say yes. When you say yes, then you have additional questions. If you say no, then it goes back to that question, okay? So I'm just going to say yes. So we can see the 2 questions, okay? NA here, NA there, NA there, okay? So at the top, you will see the needs. This is how it's worth 15 points. This is how the panel, the review panel will score your applications. So you want to always make sure you answer the question in detail so you can get the max number of points, okay? I'm not going to read the entire question, but you'll see the information here. You have an option to click which one of these funding will be used to bridge organizations' funding gaps until economy recovers. Funding will maintain the same number of services to an increased number of participants due to COVID-19. And lastly, funding will be used to expand services and serve more people due to COVID-19. I'm going to click the last one. All right. Then you're going to put you're going to answer this question here. I'm going to put ENA there. Project detail description, that's worth 25 points. You want to remember, you want to answer your question so you can get the max number of points. Total number of people, household, regardless of income. So I'm going to put persons. I'm going to, with that $100,000, my goal is to try to reach at least 100 people. Okay, I'm gonna say low income. I'm gonna say with low income, that's gonna be 100 people. Okay, my answer there will be 0. Now, this is where you're gonna let us know if it's gonna be a new activity, something that your organization is starting, or if you're gonna be adding to services to an existing activity. So please make sure you check one of these boxes. I'm gonna go with the second one. Was an activity in operation on or before March 27, 2020? You want to answer your question there. I'm going to say yes. You may say no. Then we're going to go into data tracking. This is 15 points. You want to make sure you answer your question so you can get the max number of points. I will be putting in A there. In A there as well. Project feasibility, 20 points. I will be putting in A there. And always remember, these questions are also in the guidelines. So they're at the very end of the guidelines. You can take these questions, you can start working on them. So you can copy and paste them into the application. Again, I apologize, there's no activity in the room. I would highly recommend that you do that. So we're going to go here to another yes or no question. Okay, I'm going to say yes. Then I'm going to explain. Maybe you receive money from Shelby County, receive money from the city of Memphis, a previous COVID grant from Housing and Community Development, or any dollars from the city of Memphis City Council, or any other agency in which you receive COVID funds. You're just going to let us know that you did, or if you did not. And if you did, you're going to explain here. Okay, we're going to go to the next question. In A, all of my answers are going to always be in A. Okay, and I'm just going to go through these. Okay, so you notice as I went through this and added these dollar amounts, let me just go back here. I'll put 5 there. They're going to automatically add at the end. Okay. All right. Okay, so please attach a timeline of expenditures on the CDBG CV. This is where you're gonna upload your expenditures. Select the file. I will be putting a test page here. Okay, so we've completed most of the application. We have all of our information loaded into the required fields. Now we're gonna go down and read our federal requirements. Under each federal requirement, we're asking that you put an initial there to let us know that you did read the requirement. And these are our requirements under the Department of Housing and Urban Development with the CDBG block grant. Okay, so again, we've loaded in the, if you guys can remember, when we were creating our profile and we were loading our documents, required documents in the profile before we got to the application, we uploaded the agency budget, which is very important. Here you will load your program budget, okay? So I'm gonna do a file here and put TJ. Oops, I'm sorry, test. Okay, so the program budget can be found here by clicking this link, as well as the City of Memphis Housing and Community Development webpage that we went to before on their COVID-19, where we had all of the links. So there are several places where you can find the budget. Then you have to upload it here. It is very important. Your application will not be submitted. Even if you upload test pages in these where we're asking for uploads, and you forget to go back and load that document, your application will be submitted because it's a required link and there's something there. But once the program staff began to review the application for the necessary documents and it's not there, then your application will be automatically disqualified, I apologize, automatically disqualified. Okay, so I'm gonna stop here and go into the chat and see, look at some of the questions that we have and go back through. Agency budget refers to the applicant organization applying. Yes, that's your agency budget. So I'm going to put that in there. And Travis's email is travis1@young, YOUNG, at memphistn.gov. Again, that's Travis, TRAVIS 1.young at memphistn.gov. So any questions that you have in regards to the actual program and questions in the application, you'll refer those to Travis. And this will also is being recorded and will be loaded on the City of Memphis webpage on the Housing and Community Development Funding Activities. All right, so we have completed our application. We've checked it, we've double checked it. I like to triple check to have more than one set of eyes on my applications before I submit them. We've made sure all of our documents are correct. If we had test pages or pages that we're holding so we can move forward in the application, we went back, we've removed those, uploaded the correct documents. We've allowed someone on our staff, if need, to review it to make sure that we have everything in there, and we are ready to submit. So you're gonna go here, you're gonna put your initials, TJ for Tanya Johnson, today's date, which is the 17th. And here we're gonna go as mark as complete. Okay, when I hit mark as complete, I cannot go back and make any changes in my application. Okay, so I have some couple more questions in the Q&A before I submit. Let me go back here. Yes. I'm gonna try real hard. It seems like it kicks me out when I go in to pull up another application, but I'm gonna try to open the program budget. Okay, so if I do, it looks like it's gonna kick me out of the training. If you type your, let me go back here. If you send me an email, tanya.johnson@memphistn.gov, I can send that link to you for the program budget, or you can go into the application. Go into the website to get the program budget out. It looks like it will kick me out. Yes, as you begin your applications, they can be saved. Okay. Okay, so we have everything in. And if I went too fast or if I missed something and you started in your application, please feel free to give me a call, 901-636-7387. And I can answer any questions. You can tell me exactly where you are in the application. And if needed, I can walk you through that process, or if it's just a general question. Let's see, we have another question here. Okay, the eligibility requirements for the grant are found in the application, the guidelines of the application, which are on the website. Those can be found at the memphistn.gov. You're going to go to government. Under government, you're going to find Division of Housing and Community Development. Once you get there, you're going to go to the right and see funding opportunities. You're going to scroll down into the center of the page and you will see CDBG COVID-19. There will be where all of our links will be. So, Miss Angie, if you want to give me a call, 901-636-7387, I can walk you through that process on finding the eligibility requirements for the grant. I'm going to just answer this right here. I'm answering questions. So, thank you. Okay, so I am ready to submit my application because I have made sure I've checked it, double checked it, triple checked it, talked over with my colleagues, make sure everything is correct, made sure all of my documents that need to be uploaded are correct. That's just me. I go back and forth a couple of times before I submit a grant. Sometimes I walk away because I've been sitting there for a while, answering questions, making sure everything is complete. So you have to take a minute and kind of walk away and come back. That works best for me. So we went through everything. We've completed our profile. We have our documents uploaded. We've made it to the application process and we are ready to submit. All right, before I submit, I have another question. Okay, what is the deadline for submission? The deadline is November the 15th at 4 p.m. For 4 p.m. Central Time, 4/1, we're done. Okay. All right, so I am ready to submit if there are no more questions. I'm going to mark as complete. Now, if you want to save this draft, you want to save it, come back, double check it again. You may need to add, upload a different document, upload in regards to your program budget. Some changes may be made to it. So you can always save this as a draft. Okay, anonymous attendee, in regards to the question is, we operate in multiple jurisdictions. Do we need to include COVID funding for the organization, even if we are not used for Memphis activities? That is a question that will have to be answered by Travis Young or Kimberly Mitchell in the Homeless and Special Needs Department. So I'm going to type their information there, their emails, and you can send that question to them. Travis' email is travis1@memphistn.gov, or Kimberly Mitchell, Kimberly.Mitchell. Okay. So just a reminder, any questions regarding in regards to the actual program and the questions in the applications, Those will have to be directed to the program staff. Any questions in regards to the portal, how to get into the portal, how to find the links, how to maneuver through the portal, those questions will be for me. So anonymous attendee, again, I put Kimberly and Travis information in the chat. Well, you can email those questions to them. I can't answer those questions. I don't like saying I can't, but it's regarding the program. So I like to make sure that the program staff answers the questions so they can be complete and you have a clear understanding and they're able to go into detail with you regarding a question if needed. Okay. Okay. So are we ready to submit this application? I am. It's been a little stressful working these last 45 days to get this application in. I'm ready to submit it. I'm ready to start this new journey to help more people who've been affected by COVID. So we're going to mark this as complete. There we go. So your application is complete. You will receive an email saying that we've received your application. It will have time, stamp, and date. Please make sure you print that page off, as well as you can print your application off also. I always print my application after I submit them so I can keep a record for myself, because I tell everyone this is man-made. We have no control or error. Something is complete, but you always have a copy for yourself. Okay. Are there any more questions in regards to our portal training? And again, feel free to contact me at Tonya, TONYA.Johnson, JOHNSON at memphisTN.gov or at 901-636-7387. Okay, I have a question. Let me see. Travis, under your agency budget, yes. So I think if someone had a question regarding the agency budget, if you'll contact Travis and he will be able to give you more information regarding it. Okay, so we're done. Camille's Food Pantry, the application has been submitted and we are ready to go. So if you have any more questions, this has been submitted, so your application has been submitted. We are, Camille's Food Pantry is just waiting for her application to be reviewed by the panel and someone for the Homeless and Special Needs Department to get back with me to let me know if I've received this funding to assist. Well, let me take a step back. Someone for Homeless and Special Needs will contact me in regards to the application I completed to let me know if the application was incomplete, if there was documents that were missing, or if I move to the next phase, which would be for my application to be reviewed by a panel. So I have a question here. Where can you print the application after you submit? Excuse me. You can go back into your application and print. It looks like I would have to log out to do that. So if you would email me, Carolyn, if you would give me a call at 901-636-7387, I can walk you through that process. Or you can email me and I can do a screenshot to send it to you, because I've submitted the application. Because we're in a training, if I go to certain links, it will kick me out. So I don't want to be kicked out of the training. So if you'll just email me or give me, I prefer if you give me a call and I can walk you through it. I'm going to type my answer there. Okay. Okay. So if that's it, again, please make sure we're here to assist you. I'm here to assist you with anything in regards to the portal how to get into the portal, how to maneuver through the portal. and Travis and his team will be able to assist you with any questions that you have in regards to any of the documents that are needed. If you don't understand one of the questions that's in the application, they're here to assist you with that. And if we have no more questions, again, thank you for attending the portal training. We will have another portal training next month in November. You will receive another email. If you're interested in receiving the training again, I suggest that you register. We can go through the process again before you can submit your application. And for that, if that's it, thank you. I look forward to some of your questions, forwarding your emails to Travis and his team for assistance. Everyone have a wonderful, blessed day, and I look forward to talking to you. Thank you.